Hey friends, welcome back to the Disney Housewife channel. If you're new, my name's Heather. Today I'm excited to be teaming up with my wonderful friend Nina at Wrestling with Disney. She and I created the 2020 Goodreads Year-In-Review book tag, and we are going to be tagging some people at the end of our videos. I'm going to link her below, so make sure to check her out as well. We had created a little group over on Instagram of Disney YouTubers who love to read as well and ask them if they would like to partake in this. So I do know that Dana the Masked Diva will be uploading today, so I will be linking her below, but make sure to stay tuned at the end of this video and see who I tagged. You are more than welcome to do this tag as well, and the more the merrier. Just make sure you let us know so we can come check you out. List it over at the Disney YouTubers group on Facebook, or just message us over on Instagram. Comment below, however you want to contact us to let us know that you filmed this as well, and we would be happy to check out your channel. With that being said, if you've not yet subscribed, please take a second to do that, and let's get into this book tag. Like I said, this is the 2020 Goodreads Year-In-Review book tag. There are 12 questions with a bonus question, and I have my beautiful little Disney Dogs notebook here. So technically, there's some Disney in this video, and there might be a Disney bonus question at the end. So please stay tuned. The first question is, how many books did you read this year? And I read 25 books. And that might sound like a lot for some, and that might not sound like very many at all. I realized that. I did take 3 months off of reading. I went through some things where my focus was not good, and I had started several books. I think in those 3 months I read 1 book. Very disappointed because I felt like I lost so much ground. Number 2, what is the first book that you read this year? So I read Jensen Franklin's Love Like You've Never Been Hurt, and I feel like this is such an incredible book. Whether you are a believer or not, I feel like this would reach many people. I know that all of us have been hurt in one form or another, whether it's been by a spouse, a friend, a family member, a child. We have been hurt by somebody at some point in our life, a boss, like it could be anybody. And I felt like this book reached so many levels on how to help heal those broken parts where we have been hurt, and maybe we just don't know how to let go of it. Maybe we don't know how to surrender those things. And I started reading this with the ladies group at church, and I got to hear some amazing stories of how this book transformed so many lives within our church, of women that I didn't even know were hurting, women who had been through some things within the past year and a half that were gut-wrenching, and they never shared it with anyone else. But they were able to share their testimony after reading this book because they just wanted to share how much this book seriously helped them. So that was the first book I read because I read it along with the ladies at church, and I feel like it's one that I would reread maybe every other year or something, especially how to respond to people when you've been hurt, because sometimes our reaction is that knee-jerk reaction where we just want to bark back at somebody. We want them to hurt like we're hurting, and that's not the way we were supposed to respond. So I feel like it's a good read for anyone, and like I said, I feel like it's a read that I would revisit. Number 3, what was your most anticipated book of the year? And that is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager, and I actually sent my copy to Nina to read, and I hope that she has enjoyed it. I hope that she's had time to read it. I don't know, I'm gonna have to watch her video to see if she did read that. But I do know that she received the book. I just don't know if she's had time to read it or not. This was my first time ever reading a Riley Sager book, and I cannot stress how much I am so ready to read more. This author writes so well. I was very, very impressed, and just this book had me shook, honestly. The main character, if you do not know, is hired to house sit an apartment, and it's like this prestigious apartment building that holds many secrets, and I don't want to give any spoilers away, but if you like a good mystery, thriller type book, and where there are twists and turns, but it's not predictable, then I highly suggest that you pick up this book to read it. Number 4, what was the shortest book that you read? Skipping Christmas by John Grisham, and It had 198 pages. I was really surprised to see that that was the shortest book that I read all year because it took me 2.5 weeks to get through it. I know I was filming Vlogmas and I was doing all the things and the baking and the movie watching, and I just wanted to get through it. Number 5, what is the longest book that you read this year? And coming in at 544 pages is The Hollow by Jessica Verde. And this was a Dollar Tree find, you guys. I found this book at the Dollar Tree and I fell head over heels for this book. It was like Twilight meets Sleepy Hollow. So if you liked Twilight and if you're a Sleepy Hollow fan, you're absolutely going to love it. Number 6, what book surprised you the most, either good or bad? And I mentioned this in the Disney Princess book tag that I did in Vlogmas, but the choice for this was absolutely 100% Unravel by Callie Reed, and I am still just shocked. This book threw me for such a loop. I did not even know what hit me when it happened. I literally had to pick it up off the floor. Yes, I threw the book in the floor. Let's just move past that. I immediately picked it up, read that entire last chapter again, and stood there like, what the heck did I just witness? What did I just go through? It affected me deeply, let's just put it that way. But it was such a good book. Number 7, the worst book you read this year. And I also mentioned this in the Disney Princess book tag, and that was Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. This book made me so angry, and I honestly am not super judgmental when it comes to writing styles or the creativity from people. However, this book bothered me. I will never pick up a B.A. Paris book again. So Behind Closed Doors follows a female character who takes care of her sister with Down syndrome. And one day on their outing, this man approaches them and is basically head over heels in love with her and adores her sister. This man basically was stalking this sister couple, and the things that he envisioned and had planned and orchestrated in his mind that he wanted to do once the sister with Down syndrome had aged out of the home that she was living in and she was going to come and live with them. It was almost like a man stalking his prey, and he found enjoyment in causing pain and fear to people. And so this book followed along with his intentions with this and how he treated his wife. He eventually, so he married the woman before she found out that he was this type of monster. And I don't know, maybe you should go read the reviews on it if you want to hear more. It's really hard for me to talk about. And people are probably wondering, well, why did you finish the book? Because I wanted to see him burn, basically. I wanted to see bad things happen to him. Like, it's not one that I would recommend, and at the end, what the woman who is married to him does is amazing. And I'm just gonna put it that way. Let's just move on to the next question. Number 8, what author did you read the most of? And I already shared this book a minute ago. We're gonna go back to The Hollow with Jessica Verde. I did read that entire trilogy, The Hollow, The Haunted, and The Hidden. And they were such cute books. Like I mentioned before, it gave me the Twilight vibes, but it was based on the Sleepy Hollow story. So to me, it was absolutely incredible. Number 9, if you could recommend one book to your subscribers that you read this year, what would you choose? And I know that I helped create this tag, but I'm gonna cheat just a little bit. One, because of that book I mentioned earlier, the Jensen Franklin Love Like You Never Been Hurt. So I feel like that is a great choice if you are needing healing in your life. I think because of 2020, we all need a little healing of some kind, so that might be a book to enjoy, or you might be able to use what you've read to help someone else. We'll recommend that book. And for a guilty pleasure, a book I already mentioned, I'm definitely going to recommend Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I'm telling you, it's a phenomenal book. Number 10, did the challenges of 2020 help or hurt your reading plan? I think it actually helped it. like I said, you know, I had those 3 months where I didn't really read except for that one book we won't talk about again. But for the most part, not in and out of the house because of not trying to catch the Rona. We tried to stay home as much as possible. So I feel like I have read more than I typically would. Number 11, what are you currently reading and do you think you will finish it by the year's end? And this is something I literally just started. And I got this as an audiobook. So is that cheating? Probably. I wanted to get this on audio because I love to hear Matthew McConaughey talk, and if he's gonna read to me, yes please. So the book that I have started is Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. It is the New York Times bestseller, and when I found out that he was reading his own book, I signed up for it, and I signed up for it quickly. I actually downloaded it on Thanksgiving weekend, but I just now am getting to it because I wanted to finish everything on my list and I was wanting to read some Christmas books. There are 19 chapters, so I feel like that I will have this done within a day or two, and I feel like that my husband will really enjoy this. He's a big Matthew McConaughey fan as well, so I think that we will enjoy listening to this together. Number 12, did you finish your 2020 Goodreads challenge? Yes, I did. Like I said before, I read 25 books this year and I was very proud of myself. I'm sure 25 is really low on the spectrum compared to a lot of readers out there, but I was really excited that I was able to finish the challenge because I set the bar too high last year and I wasn't able to complete it. So I wanted to make sure that I did it this year. If you're at all interested in following me on Goodreads, I will leave my profile link below for you to check out if you would like to be friends on there. Just shoot me a message on Instagram and let me know that you have followed me. Let me know who you are so it's not like a random person and that you would like to connect, and I will definitely follow you back. Number 13 is a bonus question for Disney YouTubers. What book did you read this year that you think your Disney fans would enjoy? And for me, this was As Old as Time by Liz Braswell. I was not a huge fan at all of the Twisted Tales. I did not enjoy them. I read the Frozen one, and I read the, what was the other one? A Whole New World. I did not like either of them. Loved As Old as Time. I loved the backstory of Maurice and his wife. There was like mystery, thriller thrown into all of that, and when it was thrown into a story that I absolutely love and a Disney movie that I love, I highly suggest, if you haven't read it, to pick it up this year and read it. That is it, guys. That is all 13 questions. I hope that you've enjoyed hanging out with me for a little bit. Before I say goodbye, I'm going to tag a few of you to do this as well. And like I said before, if I do not say your name, don't think that you can't do this. Do the tag and let me know, or let Nina know. I know that we both would very much enjoy to watch your video. The first person I'm going to be tagging is Mina at Book Skywalker, Nicole from Irresistible Magic, Holly from Holly Ever After, and Emma from Emma and John. You're welcome. I can't wait to see your answers for these ladies. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you next time. Bye!